Hello, this is Fuzzy Wingman, and this is the third battle for Warhammer 40k Kill Team. As you can see, I've changed up the terrain so that way it's much more visible for the camera, as I kind of noticed as I was editing that in some of the previous battles there were moments where you couldn't see anything that was going on, so much more flat terrain so you can see better. I've also changed Team Tempestus's dice to be bigger, easier to read dice, so that way you could see more of what I'm rolling too. Though Team Adept will continue with their orange dice because you can see those pretty easily. Since the last battle, Team Tempestus has actually gained some levels on some characters. So they gained new skill trees, more tactics, which I'll probably forget on some of them, but I'll try to remember. But either way, a lot of more rules, more things to remember, so I'll probably forget some things. But either way, I'm starting off right into the game since I already rolled for what mission this one will be, and this one's called Faint. First aspect is we have to actually roll off to see who sets up objectives. Actually, we have to roll to see who's going to be defender, who's going to be attacker. So whoever wins this roll-off will be the attacker. So that's a 4 for Team Adept, and a 4 for Team Tempestus. So reroll, a 6 for Team Tempestus, and a 4 for Team Adept. So Team Tempestus is the attacker. Oh yeah, Michael is out for this battle since he was still injured from the last round battle. So Team Adept is actually down by about 10-ish points, so they'll be getting 1 extra command point each round. They also replenished by 3 new models, which you probably saw during the intro. So new ones, they'll be running around doing the things. This one's their new leader. As you can tell, he doesn't have a melee weapon, so he's more of a ranged leader this time. So now that they have chosen who's the attacker, they roll off again. Okay. Well, they'll still roll off to decide if the book's not necessary. Okay. They both rolled once. Okay, so Team Adept gets to choose which side to deploy on. There's really not a huge difference, but they will choose this side. And now the person who... Oh, now the defenders start placing objectives, okay. And they actually take it in turns, so... Team Adept will put an objective marker there. Since Team Tempestus wants to actually destroy objective markers, they'll put an easy reach of their deployment zone, obviously. Oh, I just remembered, I might not necessarily be able to place it there since it's 5 inches from the forward edge. So I'll place as far forward as I can. And Team Tempestus will place as far forward as they can. They also have to be 5 inches away from each other, so keep a nice concentrated amount here. Okay, I'll have to place it like right here, but that's okay. Wait. Oh, okay. There's a total of 6 objectives. Might as well just kind of make a triangle here. Makes it easier for them to defend. There we go. Makes it so they can actually just funnel themselves. Which might not be good, but they can at least run around. Alright. And then, what do you know? Another roll-off to see who starts deploying first, even though... Nope, it does not say that an attacker or defender will deploy first. So it's not worded... Okay, they really gotta stop rolling the same value. Okay, so Team Tempestus wins the defenders now, actually. The person who lost deploys first. Let's see here. You want to maximize his range. Line of sight. Oh, how far away do I have for deployment? 5 inches from the center of the board. Go. Got better measuring tape this time. So they have this whole area. Because Team Tempest just has to go that way. You can at least try to... The dice is not part of the terrain, it's just there. He does want cover, but he wants to be able to see the most. Actually, first turn, he doesn't really have to see. He can, well, shooting doesn't alternate, and yeah, okay. He will go here. Gets the at least cover. Now, Team Temp. I mean, might as well stay hidden. And he's got some range, so he will sit there and hide a bit. Well, not really hide, at least be obscured. Put that there. Seriously, I could just... I already know Team Tempestus is mostly just hiding. So put a model there. And... put there. Actually, I will measure this out. Oh. Almost can't see it. Yeah. And this blocks line of sight from there, so it's actually hidden. So I guess they'll do a kind of a counter deployment. Oops. Get behind the crate to at least get obscured, but he's got quite a few. He's a specialist that has some interesting abilities. Okay, we'll go there. So the funny thing is for adding like just a regular old person to a team, they technically can't get the benefits of the teams that have leveled up. They're just all fire teams. So like Gavin, Michael, and originally Ignacio were all part of a fire team. Ignacio has passed, but Michael and Gavin gained experience and actually gained a skill. They had to get a new recruit, but the new recruit can't get that skill until as they literally write it as learn the ropes. So he has to learn the ropes from Gavin. So we'll see if Gavin's good at training the new guy. If not, everyone can blame Gavin. I'll put another model over here since I gotta make sure that objective goes. Might as well load up in some plasma over here. And hide out right there. So, right, technically both teams are gonna start with 2 command, oh no. Team Adept is gonna start with 3 because they're down because Michael counted about 10 points, so, or 16 points-ish of difference. It's not exact, I'm counting all the other point differences, but in the end it's not a full 20. So the reason why I'm looking at tactics is that Team Adept actually has a veteran who could do something at the start of the first battle round, but before the initiative phase. If I move to that, yeah, it's now time for that aspect. So that they will spend, it's 1 command point, so it's worth it. He will advance even That's literally what he does right now. Before anything, he just doesn't move. He doesn't advance. Now he's saying hello. And then it moves on to initiative phase, so he's just there. And basically he just moved deployment zones to there. So Team Adept has a 6. Team Tempestus, though, has more. Ready. It's worth the actually, no, it's not worth the risk. Well, first of all, let's start getting some people around. Should go there. She can go about there to about there, so she can get some shots. 2, 4, 2. Okay, a little bit. Yeah. We'll just. About there. She was about there. She can move about there-ish. She will barely have range over there. Now, Team Adept's movement. Well, what's he got? Well, let's see here. He'll move his 6 inches so that way he can really get some hurt laid out. And ready, 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 ready. Okay. Ready. And this will be a turn counter. So, one thing though is for points, the attacker actually gets points for taking out specials, which in case is this model, this model, this model, and this model. Right? That should be about 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, okay. The defenders don't have that, so. Oh, let's see here. Okay, so there is a tactic for the for this mission to destroy objectives for the attacker, but it's used at the end of the battle round. So I better hold on to these these 2 command points. So I will not use sit to fire for. Oh wait, he can move, or he will just ready up. Which, just Team Adept will do they spend their time? I mean, they could do the whole decisive shot to make him shoot first, because otherwise he might have a very, very, very bad day. So he might have to do that because. Yeah, decisive shot is 2 command points on that. Yeah, he's gonna have a bad day if he doesn't. So we'll do that whole decisive shot. So there goes their command points. He has a flamethrower, so what it is instead of normal, it's a random number of shots. So we have to see how many shots he has. He has 4. That's a good number. They automatically hit. So strength 4. Versus toughness 3's 3's to wound. That's 2 wounds. No AP, so it's 2 armor saves for Team Tempestus. They're both saved. So, you fired. that was his spending 2. Now, technically, Team Tempestus goes first. They only have 1 model ready. And she's going to shoot right back into him. So, I could... No, I need to save their points for destroying objectives. It's not worth their command points to spend right now. So, her 1 shot, 3 to hit. It hits. It's strength 8, so it's 2 to wound. It wounds. It's AP -4, so he doesn't get an armor save. And now we have to see how much damage it is. I need to double check something to see if they accidentally left a rule. Okay, yeah. Target is within half range, so we roll 2 dice to determine damage and choose the highest. That's a whopping 6. So she did 6 damage. And now that means she has 6 injury rolls to roll against him. He is very much out of action. And he's a specialist. So that will be 1 victory point right now for Team Tempestus. Yeah, there's nothing for experience gained from that because that's a fire team that gains experience from that. So we'll move on to the next shooting. He will fire into Flavia, right? I can't remember what her name is. But either way, she's a danger to him. And she is obscured, right? Yep, her arm is hiding behind the container. So it's a 4 to hit. They don't have any more command points, so he can't reroll that. So, fired. That's a shame. Well, they continue firing with their ready models. So, he will take... Well, no, I can't fire with him yet, so... He will take his 1 shot at... I think that one's Flavia. Can't remember all their names. But he's taking a shot. It's long range, so that's -1. And it's also only 1 shot then. And the target is obscured, so it's a 5 to hit. That's a hit. Target is obscured, so he gains the benefit of add 1 to wound rolls, so it's usually 3, but now it's a 2. He fails that. Yeah, he hasn't gained enough experience to change that, so... That's a whiff. Okay, honestly, I don't know why that camera likes to just go in and out. At least it's loud enough that I hear it just stop, so I don't continue playing. So, Gavin is going to say, here, this is how it's done. He will also take 1 shot. It's also 5 to hit. He actually has a skill. Reroll hit rolls when making shooting attacks. Wow, it doesn't say rerolls of 1, it just says reroll hit rolls. Damn. So he rerolls. Doesn't matter, you only get 1 reroll for a dice, so that's that. And the new guy is just like, oh, so this is how you do it? Wow, I'm just smacking everything here. But he also misses, but because he hasn't learned the ropes yet, he can't reroll, so he did exactly what Gavin did. He missed. Now Team Tempestus shoots. Honestly, since it's the ready modifiers and Tempestus goes first, she will give her the ability to add 1 to her shot rolls. She will overcharge even though it's beyond... So it would be normally a -2 penalty to her hit rolls, but taking her ability, she'll gain only -1. So it's 4 to hit. She will overcharge, so 1s will kill her, but she gets to reroll hit rolls of 1 before hits. Since she leveled up, she gets to reroll wound rolls of 1, and right now it's 2 to wound. So she wounds. It's AP -3. He's still 3 up armor, so he gets 6 up. He failed. They can't spend the reroll. He has 2 wounds, but it's damage 2 because she overcharged, so he loses both wounds, and now goes to 0 wounds, and that means it's an injury roll. Okay. Technically, these are 2, because one thing I keep forgetting is obscured targets, I subtract 1 from injury rolls. So, he's just got a flesh wound. So he's still standing, he's still running around, he's still doing things. And now, she's fired. Now he will fire, and he will take his 2 shots at that target. Still obscured, but it's not long range. So 4s to hit. Both hit. Whee! 3s to wound. 1 wound. It's AP -1, so I actually have 5 up armor on this. So, as kind of expected, I failed. Now an injury roll. So, that model takes a flesh wound. Since they've all fired on there, I'm going to remove their markers so I can easily just add markers to Team Tempestus over here. Okay. Jeremy is in 2, has only 1 shot. He will not overcharge because that starts becoming dangerous for him. And it's not necessarily needed. So, 5 to hit. Thankfully he hits. 3 to wound. He actually wounds. 6 up save. Failed. So yeah, now it's an injury roll. To 1, it's just a flesh wound. So a lot of people just saying they have flesh wounds. So he's fired. She will take her 1 shot at him. She takes 1 penalty for long range, 1 penalty for obscured, and another penalty for being injured with a flesh wound. So it's a 6 to hit. Obviously, she missed. She has barely made it into her range, but she doesn't have a flesh wound, so it's 5 to hit. Missed. She will also fire because, you know, it's a target. Whiff. Whiff, whiff, whiff. I doubt she has range. She does not have range. So, we now move on to what would be the fight phase, but no one is fighting. Morale, let's see here, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models in total, and they lost 1, they're actually 2 are injured, so they actually have to do a morale check to see if they're broken. That was quick. 7 passed, we're good. They aren't broken yet, but they're going to be making those tests. And now, Team Tempestus will spend command points to destroy objectives. So they will destroy this objective and this objective. So 2 objectives destroyed already. And then we move on to round 2. We're up by 2 command points for everyone. So now we roll again to see who has initiative. That's that roll. That's the same roll that you that is not likely, but it happens. Okay. Team Tempestus has the initiative again. She's going to advance because, again, she's that whole I don't really care kind of thing. Jeremy's going to poke out a little bit. She's going to hop over some terrain and stuff, so get a little closer. She will move up. She will get behind this barrel. She will get behind this. Let's see here. She gets here. She'll be out in the open. So she's going to advance to go an extra 2 inches. So okay. She'll advance to get behind here. So that way she can give Jeremy the benefit without... Ooh, she won't be able to be blasted away by him, but she's still got a problem. Okay, Pavlo will advance. 5, so he's 11. And he'll basically just be like, I'm running at you. You know, pretty obvious what they're going to do. Ready. To Pestis, they can actually, I'm not holding one objective, they kind of want to hold it for now. So, well, Team Adept starts shooting, because they pretty much can just shoot all before Team Tempestus. They're just going to go. I'm not going to even fire the rocket launcher first. First going to have Gavin double tap into her. Obscured, so forced to hit. Oh, reroll failed shots. Doesn't matter, 1 hit. 3 to wound. Wounds, 4 up armor. Saved. The new guy who just watched Book Out Dead said, hey, I can probably shoot that target too. Let me try. Yeah, not even going to re-roll that. He's learning. You also do 2 shots into her. He has a flesh wound, which would normally cause a penalty, but he's a Space Marine. Space Marines actually ignore their first flesh wound for penalty on shooting. So he's still forced to hit. They will spend the 1 command point to reroll this die to get 2 hits. Target is obscured, so it's 2 to wounds. He's lucky that he's got that ability because that was close. So both wound, 4 up armor, failed 1, so it's flesh wound roll. Target is obscured, so that's a minus penalty to that. But I also take a penalty for already having a flesh wound, so basically 4 or higher, out of action. Just out of action. So, they finally took out that model. And now, the leader will take his 2 shots. He has a choice of targets. She's more dangerous. So he's going to take his 2 shots, forced to hit. he will spend their last command point to re-roll this one. Both hits. 3s to wound. Both wound. AP -1, so 2 5-up saves. Failed them both. Only one injury roll. What's the injury roll say? He's already spent all the command points, so she only has a flesh wound on her. Now the missile launcher. He has a vendetta against her since he's tried to kill her so many times. So 4 to hit. With a crack missile, he misses. He keeps blowing up the ground next to him. Okay. So they've all fired. They've done their best, which was pretty shitty. So, who's her target? Well, first of all, we're going to have her make Jeremy add 1 to his shots. So it's right now it would be 4s to hit, but with her it'll be 3s to hit. He will overcharge. So 1s are bad, but he didn't get any 1s. He instead got 2 hits, 2s to wound. They're not going to be about rerolling because at least one of those wounded, and it's a 6-up save. And they'd have no rerolls, so that's failed. So it's damage 2, so 2 rolls for flush. Okay, that's out of action. And in this case, oh yeah, it's another victory point for them because that is a leader. And Jeremy's part of a fire team, which now gains experience for taking out a model during the battle. What do you know? Which I just remembered, their fire team got lucky, which means they can reroll armor saves of 1. I don't know if I've seen that yet. Okay, it's still looking pretty bad for Team Adapt. Hopefully no one dies like all this other times. So all we've had is Jeremy fire. She advances, she can't shoot either. So this model will take a shot. She's actually at long range, so 5 to hit, 1 shot. Doesn't hit. She will also fire. Long range, obscured, 5 to hit. It hits. 5 to wound. Doesn't wound. So the only one that hasn't fired is her. She will... Oh, okay. Actually, she won't fire yet because she hasn't fired. She will take a shot. 1 shot, long range, and obscured, so 5 to hit. Doesn't hit. She will shoot. Let's see here. She does have special abilities. Has a sniper. An level 2 sniper. No, she will not spend both command points, but she will spend one of them, which is the tactic headshot, which will make it so the target doesn't count as obscure. Doing that actually gives her experience because she used her ability. Using a tactic in that. So they go down to 1. The target's no longer classified obscured, but it's still in long range. So it's 4 to hit. She rerolls 1s. 1 shot. Overcharged. Thank God she's a sniper, so she gets to reroll that. It hits. 2 to wound because it's overcharged, and she rerolls 1s. Wounded. 6-up save. Whew, failed. So damage 2, so it's a flesh wound. Yeah, it's just a flesh wound. They won't bother spending the point for that. So we move on to morale. Team Tempestus has one wounded model, one dead model. That's not half. Team Adept has already had to take the test once. They have to take it again. 6. They passed. They're not broken yet. End of round. The Team Tempestus will spend another point to destroy this objective. It's another dead objective. Wow, okay. Turn 3. Team Tempestus has 2 points, but then again, points are pretty much added up at the end, at the very end of the game. Which I think at the end of Battle Round 3 we start? No, it's at the Battle Round 4, so... I do not know what's up with this camera. The battery's symbol is like fully charged and everything, so it just likes to turn off. Maybe it only likes to be recorded every 15 minutes. I don't know. Either way, thankfully I hear it beep, so I stop talking, stop playing, and so far nothing's changed. The first step now is initiative. So Team Adept, ooh, that's a good roll. And Team Adept finally goes first. They're in bad shape, so they'll just ready again. Ready, yeah. Alright, now everyone's at 2 command points again. So, now movement phase for Team Attempt. She's going to advance. She's going to go 10. She's going to go right on top of the objective, ready to shoot those people. Jeremy's going to move up, since he can get really close to that. She'll just kind of follow behind him. Pavlo will actually declare a charge against him. He will get his Overwatch of 2 shots. Whiffed. Not going to bother re-rolling because it doesn't need to. He's going to declare. He's going to go. Oops. Ooh, that's kind of shitty. They will not spend a point for a reroll due to the fact that they can actually spend their 2 points to destroy those objectives if people are still on in the end. So she's moving up. She's moving up. And she's moving up. Team Tempestus is definitely attacking. So we move on to ready fire units. Well, Gavin's going to do his best since there's a clear target there. 2 shots, 3 to hit. No re-rolls. Go. His re-rolls are helping him. 3s to wound. And yeah, he will not spend the re-roll. He's got a wound already. She'll roll. She failed. She won't bother. So is it a flesh wound? Nope. She's out of action. So, Gavin. Oh, Gavin's team gets experience now. That is, of course, if Gavin and this model both survive. We'll see if that happens. And now... Well, actually, no, they'll gain it from the... Yeah, I don't know. If they both die, they won't gain the experience. So, now he will shoot at Jeremy because, you know, he's got to shoot something that's in front of him that's dangerous. 4s to hit, his target's obscured. Both of them hit. 3s to wound. He's not good at wounding. So, bumps that. he will also shoot Jeremy. 3s to hit. They will spend the command point to reroll. Doesn't matter. 2 to wound. They'll spend the last command point. It wounds. Jeremy gets his 4 armor. He's lucky, so he gets to reroll that. A lucky fuck. So that happened. Jeremy's still the bigger threat, so the missile launcher is going to fire. Jeremy's not obscured or at long range, so it's a 3 to hit. He's fine to crack. He hits. That's not good for Jeremy because it's 2 to wound. It wounds. AP -2, so 6 up save. He obviously fails. How much damage? Ooh, 5. That's gonna hurt. Not obscured. Either way, he did a whopping out of here. So that's 5 fired. Now it's Team Tempestus. They do have the problem that they no longer are near an objective, so they kind of have to. They have to do it. So she's going to give her the ability of the +1 to a shot. She will also spend the command points for headshot and where she adds 1. So he's no longer obscured, and she adds 1. So what that means is, she's doing 1 shot overcharged. She gets add 1 from her, add 1 from her tactic, and then she subtracts 1 for long range. So in the end, she adds 1 to her shot, which is normally 3s. Oh no, and she has a flesh wound, which subtracts 1. So she's at 3 to hit. And gets to reroll 1s. Thankfully she hits. 2 to wound, reroll 1s. She wounds. 6 up save. Failed. They've already spent all their points. So 2, yeah, he's finally out of action. That's another specialist, so they go up to 3 victory points now. And she's fired. So she has a nice obvious target in front of her. 2 shots. He's obscured, so forced to hit. No hits. She just barely gets the 2 shots, not long range, so forced to hit. 1 hit, 5 to wound. Doesn't wound. And she will also fire. Forced to hit. Nothing. And Pavlo charged, so that happened. Alright. Team Temp is now at. There are normally 8 models, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 are out, so that's 8. So because of that 1 wound, they now also have to do morale check to see if they're broken. They roll a nice 4, so they're not. Team Adept needs to do morale. 4. They're good. One thing I forgot is flesh wounds have to roll for morale. Before that didn't really matter, but now it's really, really obviously mattering. So she's... Wait. I don't think she actually matters because she has... Okay, so it's models 2 inches from her. Okay, that's like... She gains 3 plus 3... And there's minus... Basically, I roll a d6 and see if she fails leadership off of his leadership. I literally cannot. He only gets the modification from him. So that is well, technically -1, and then +1 for the 2 that are out. So he can fail it. So he has to roll. +2, 6, he's good. So thankfully morale hasn't mattered yet. So we go on to turn 4. 2 command points for each side again. Now who goes first? Team Adept. 7. Team Temp. 10. So Team Temp is going first. She's actually going to ready up. She'll move closer. Still be range at that and the objective. Actually, she's going to move and start putting targets not as obscured. She's moving forward. Pavlo again is declaring a charge. Team Team Adept will overwatch with 2 whiffs. No, not going to reroll because they need 6s to hit for that. Oh, he's in. Pavlo gets to finally wail on summon and melee. So he gets to do that. And now Team Adept, they won't fall back with that. Instead, these 2 leftover models will ready up. So Team Temp, Hestus is first. So they only have 1 objective that they hold that they can destroy. So she'll spend again Headshot, which is 1 command point, to make it so that way Gavin's no longer obscured to her, and she will add 1 to her hit rolls. So, and she will overcharge. She's half range this time, so it's no long range penalty. The only penalty is flesh wound, because he's not obscured. But then she basically, since she's adding 1, she removes that penalty. So it's 3s to hit, overcharge, reroll once. Both hit, 2s to wound, reroll once. Reroll once. So that's 2 wounds on poor Gabby. 2 6-up saves. He's not going to try rerolling those because he can't. So he's not classified obscured, so he's not going to take the obscured penalty. No, that was a 2. Screw it, she will spend the command point to reroll one of these. 3, so he still only takes a flesh wound. That's actually not good for her. So Gavin, with his 1 flesh wound, is going to actually fire back right at her. Obscured, so 4s to hit, he gets rerolled. He has a flesh wound because he's a Space Marine, he doesn't care, so still 4s to hit for him. Reroll. So I'm surprised that's rerolled everything. I think it's supposed to be 1s, but I will check that later. Either way, so far hasn't really mattered because he still missed that one. 3 to wound. He wounds. She gets her 4-up save. She made it. So Gavin's fired. I'm forgetting his name. He will also fire because she's the most danger to them at this point. So 4s to hit. Both hit. 3s to wound. 1 wound. She gets her 4-up save again. She made it again. And that's all the fired on Team Adept that can fire. And now 2 is where they just start unloading. So she has 2 shots, 4s to hit. Both hit, 5s to wound. 1 wound. AP -2, so 5-up save for Gavin. Gavin failed. Gavin will spend the command point to reroll that. Because he needs to. Ooh, okay, that didn't help. So now it's 1 injury roll. 2, so they don't have any more command points, so Gavin goes up to 2 flesh wounds. She's going to fire into Gavin because he might as well try to put down someone who's wounded. 2 hit, 5 to wound. Ugh, snake eyes. And then she will also do the same. 1 hit, 5 to wound. Ooh, she wounds. 5 up, save Gavin. Gavin makes it. So now on to melee. So Pablo gets his 3 attacks. 2 hit. 5 to wound. No wounds. The team adept, I actually have to check how many attacks he has. He's got his 1 attack, so he punches his fist into Pablo's face. He actually hits Pablo's face. He wounds Pablo's face, but Pablo gets on his armor. His armor prevailed, so he had armor on his face. So that was melee. They don't have any more command points, so they're not going to spend any more. Oh. Well, now we have to roll to see morale. So Team Adept. They're broken. They finally failed that. Team Tempestus also failed. So they're both broken. Okay, end of battle round 4. The attacker, which is Team Tempestus, rolls a d6. They rolled a 1. Battle ends. So we actually move on to counting up points. The attacker actually gains a victory point for breaking the team. So Team Tempestus is at 4 points. Oh, and they also gained 3 points for each objective they destroyed. So now Team Tempestus is at 7 points in total. And the defenders, which is Team Adept, gets 2 points for each objective marker that's still there. That's 3 of them, so that's 6. So Team Adept only gets 6 points. Meaning, in the end, Team Tempestus wins by 1 point. The defender, which is Team Adept, will lose 1 material and 1 territory. So yeah, now we're going to move on to the death rolls. Alright, time to move on to see who dies or not. Every model who has a flesh wound, we first have to see if they are out of action. I do want to check real quickly if... Okay, even though he had 2 flesh wounds, it doesn't matter. It's still the same roll, regardless. He was out of action. Great. Him. Alright, he lives another day. And because he lived, he gained experience. Now, will she finally taken out of action? Nope, she lives another day. You know, she just took a rocket launcher to the face the first game. So we're gonna, this time, even though it's still the same rules for the death dice, I'm gonna use the same death dice for both teams just due to the fact that, well, 1, it's easier to read the Team Adepts, but 2, they should share the curse. So first, Gavin. Okay, there goes Gavin. He's dead. That's a real shame. So that means they don't even gain experience for their team because only one guy lived. And now him, the new guy. Okay, so it's -5 because he took the Melta. So he's still alive. He just has to sit out a battle. So that's good. He's not out of here dead. Him. -1, but he actually... That means he gets a full recovery. Everything's good. Now another one. 3. That means he can't actually participate in the next battle, so they're going to need a new leader for the next battle. Seriously, may as well just consider not having him in the next battle. Poor Jeremy. Ooh. And he takes a -4, so Jeremy is dead. That is a dead Jeremy. Her 6, so she just lives. Now another one lives. So 2 more deaths. That's a shame. And we actually have 2 models in Team Adept who can't even participate in the next battle. So next battle will be interesting. So we'll see what happens next time, and have a fabulous day, everybody. The cursed dice.